The alien fleet hovered ominously over Earth, casting vast shadows over cities and landscapes. Captain Michael Torres, a seasoned officer aboard the USS Vanguard, stood on the bridge, his eyes fixed on the main screen displaying the alien armada. The tension among the crew was palpable. Whispers of fear and awe mingled in the air. "Captain, incoming transmission from the United Nations," Ensign Rodriguez announced, his voice tight with stress. "On screen," Torres replied, his tone steady. The screen flickered to show the face of Secretary General Anya Petrov, her expression grave. "Captain Torres, we've confirmed that the alien fleet is hostile. All nations are on high alert. Your orders are to engage and hold the line until further instructions," she said, her eyes burning with determination. "Understood, ma'am. We'll give them hell," Torres responded, his jaw set. He turned to his crew, all eyes now on him. "All hands, prepare for battle. This is not a drill." The Vanguard's engines roared to life, and the ship moved into position alongside other Earth Defense Fleet vessels. The alien ships, sleek and bristling with unknown weaponry, began to move, forming an attack formation. "Tactical, status report," Torres demanded. Lieutenant Thompson, head of tactical operations, glanced at her console. "Shields at maximum, weapon systems online. We're ready, Captain." "Good. Let's show them what humanity is made of," Torres said. "Engage the enemy at will." The first volley of alien plasma bolts streaked through space, impacting the shields of the Vanguard and its allies. The ship shuddered, but held firm. In response, the Earth fleet unleashed a barrage of missiles and laser fire. Explosions lit up the void as the battle commenced in earnest. "Keep firing. Focus on their lead ship," Torres commanded, gripping the armrest of his chair. The bridge was a flurry of activity, officers calling out updates, the constant hum of machinery underscoring the chaos. As the battle raged on, Torres kept a close eye on the main screen, watching for any sign of weakness in the alien formation. The alien ships, although technologically advanced, were methodical and somewhat predictable in their maneuvers. "Captain, we've identified a pattern in their attack strategy," Lieutenant Thompson said, her fingers flying over her console. "They're rotating their ships in a specific sequence. If we can disrupt that sequence, we might create an opening." "Good work, Lieutenant. Relay that information to the fleet. Have all ships target the next vessel in their rotation," Torres ordered. The Vanguard and its allies adjusted their tactics, focusing their fire on the identified weak point. The alien ship in question took heavy damage, its shields flickering and failing. A well-placed missile from the Vanguard tore through its hull, causing a massive explosion. "One down, many to go," Torres muttered to himself. "Keep up the pressure." The battle raged on, with both sides taking heavy losses. The Vanguard shuddered as another volley of plasma bolts slammed into its shields, but the crew remained resolute. Slowly but surely, the tide began to turn in favor of the Earth Defense Fleet. "Captain, we've broken their formation," Ensign Rodriguez exclaimed, his voice filled with a mix of relief and excitement. "Excellent. Press the advantage. All ships advance and engage at close range," Torres commanded. The Earth ships surged forward, closing the distance between them and the alien fleet. The Vanguard's weapons blazed, tearing into the enemy with relentless fury. One by one, the alien ships began to fall, their hulks drifting lifelessly in space. "We're pushing them back, sir," Lieutenant Thompson reported, a triumphant smile on her face. "Let's finish this," Torres said, his eyes gleaming with determination. "All hands, prepare for the final assault." With a final coordinated strike, the Earth Defense Fleet overwhelmed the remaining alien ships. The battle was won, but Torres knew this was only the beginning. In a secure underground facility deep beneath the Rocky Mountains, the world's leaders convened in an emergency session. The room was filled with the buzz of urgent conversations and the hum of advanced communications equipment. Large screens displayed real-time data from the ongoing conflict, and the atmosphere was charged with a sense of dire urgency. At the head of the room, Dr. Lisa Chang, a brilliant strategist known for her unconventional methods, stepped forward to address the assembly. Her presence commanded attention, and the room fell silent as she began to speak. "Ladies and gentlemen, the situation is critical. The alien threat is unlike anything we have faced before. However, their technology, while advanced, has shown vulnerabilities that we can exploit," Dr. Chang said, her voice steady and authoritative. President Ivanov of Russia leaned forward, his expression grim. What do you propose, Dr. Chang? Conventional tactics have barely held them at bay. Dr. Chang nodded, acknowledging the concern. Our advantage lies in our unpredictability. The aliens seem to operate with a high degree of precision and predictability. They expect us to engage in traditional warfare, but we must think outside the box. We will use guerrilla tactics, cyber warfare, and unconventional strategies to disrupt their operations. Prime Minister Okada of Japan raised an eyebrow. Guerrilla tactics? Are you suggesting we take the fight to them on the ground? Precisely, Dr. Chang replied. We will hit them where they least expect it. Small, highly mobile units operating in urban and rural environments, using hit-and-run tactics. Additionally, we have some of the best hackers in the world. We can infiltrate their systems, sow confusion, and turn their technology against them. General Anders, representing the United States military, spoke up. Our special forces are ready to deploy. We've been preparing for unconventional warfare, and our teams are eager to engage. Dr. Chang nodded approvingly. Good. We'll need all the resources we can muster. This is a global effort. Coordination and communication will be key. We'll also need to rally civilian resistance. Every able-bodied person can contribute in some way, whether it's providing intelligence, sabotaging enemy supplies, or direct combat. As the leaders continued to discuss and refine the plan, a sense of determination began to permeate the room. They knew the road ahead would be difficult, but with a united front and a strategy that leveraged humanity's greatest strengths, creativity, resilience, and unpredictability, they stood a fighting chance. The meeting adjourned with a renewed sense of purpose. Dr. Chang remained behind, reviewing the details of the plan with her team. As she looked at the maps and data, she felt a surge of hope. They were fighting for their survival, but they were not fighting alone. Let's get to work, she said, her voice filled with steely resolve. The future of humanity depends on it. Sergeant Raj Patel and his squad moved silently through the war-torn streets of London. The once bustling city was now a battlefield, with crumbling buildings and overturned vehicles providing ample cover. The alien invaders had established a stronghold in the city center, and it was up to Raj and his team to disrupt their operations. Keep it tight and stay low, Raj whispered into his comm. His team, a diverse group of hardened fighters, nodded in acknowledgement. They were armed with a mix of conventional weapons and newly developed tech designed to counter the aliens. As they approached an intersection, Raj raised a fist, signaling a halt. He peered around the corner and spotted an alien patrol, 3 tall insectoid creatures with gleaming exoskeletons and energy rifles. Raj motioned for his sniper, Corporal Elena Garcia, to take position. Take out the one on the left. On my mark, Raj instructed. Elena adjusted her scope, her finger poised on the trigger. Now, Raj commanded. The alien dropped with a single shot, its comrades reacting in confusion. Raj and his squad moved swiftly, launching a barrage of gunfire and grenades. The aliens were caught off guard, their disciplined formation crumbling under the surprise attack. Move, 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 Raj shouted as they darted through the debris, using the chaos to their advantage. They planted charges on key structures, ensuring maximum disruption. Charges set, Sarge, Private Lou reported. Fall back to the extraction point, Raj ordered. As they retreated, the charges detonated, sending plumes of fire and smoke into the sky. The alien stronghold was in disarray, their communications scrambled and their forces scattered. Good work, team. Let's head back and regroup, Raj said, a rare smile crossing his face. They had struck a significant blow, and more importantly, they had shown that the aliens could be beaten on their terms. Commander Sofia Ramirez stood on the bridge of the Silent Hunter, her eyes fixed on the sonar display. The Atlantic Ocean was vast and treacherous, but Sophia was in her element. The mission was clear. Locate and destroy the alien command ship lurking beneath the waves. Lieutenant Hill, status report, Sophia called out. All systems operational, Commander. We're approaching the target coordinates, Lieutenant Jackson Hill replied, his voice steady. Good. Maintain silent running. We don't want to alert them to our presence, Sophia ordered. The Silent Hunter glided through the dark waters, its advanced stealth systems rendering it nearly invisible. The crew was tense but focused, their training kicking in as they prepared for the imminent confrontation. "Commander, we have a contact," the sonar operator announced. "Bearing 220, range 1,500 meters. It's big." "That's our target," Sophia said, her eyes narrowing. "Prepare torpedoes. We'll give them a surprise they won't forget." The submarine moved into position, lining up the shot. The alien command ship was a massive, imposing structure, bristling with weaponry. It patrolled the ocean floor with an air of invincibility. "Torpedoes ready," Hill confirmed. "Fire at will," Sophia ordered. The silent hunter launched a salvo of torpedoes, their trails cutting through the water with deadly precision. Seconds later, the torpedoes struck the alien vessel, causing a series of explosions that rippled through the ocean. "Direct hits. The target is taking damage," the sonar operator reported. "Let's finish the job. Reload and fire again," Sophia commanded. Another barrage followed, further crippling the alien ship. Its defenses flared in a desperate attempt to retaliate, but the silent hunter was already on the move, evading the counterattack. "We've done it, Commander. The alien ship is sinking," Hill exclaimed, a note of triumph in his voice. "Excellent work, everyone. Let's head back to base. We've shown them that the oceans are ours," Sophia said, a fierce pride swelling in her chest. The battle was a decisive victory, one that would inspire hope and bolster humanity's resolve in the ongoing war. In a dimly lit, cluttered room in Tokyo, Tommy and Nguyen sat hunched over a bank of computer screens. The room was filled with the hum of electronic equipment and the rapid clatter of keyboard strokes. Tommy, a genius hacker with a rebellious streak, was in the midst of his most ambitious project yet, infiltrating the alien network. "Okay, let's see what you're hiding," Tommy muttered to himself, his eyes scanning lines of alien code. He wore a headset, communicating with his team of fellow hackers scattered across the globe. "Tommy, I've got a secure backdoor into their mainframe," came the voice of Marcus, his trusted ally in Berlin. "Perfect, I'm in position. Let's sync up," Tommy replied, fingers flying over his keyboard. The screens before him displayed a complex array of alien data streams and security protocols. The goal was to deploy a virus that would disrupt the aliens' communications and operations. It was a risky move, but the potential payoff was enormous. "Initiating the upload," Tommy announced. The virus began to spread through the alien network, exploiting vulnerabilities and bypassing firewalls with ease. The screens showed a cascade of access points being compromised. "Looks like it's working. Their systems are starting to glitch," said Maria, another hacker based in Sao Paulo. "Keep an eye on those fail-safes. We need maximum chaos," Tommy instructed, his concentration unwavering. As the virus infiltrated deeper into the alien network, critical systems began to malfunction. Alien ships lost contact with each other, command channels were flooded with false information, and security protocols went haywire. "We've got them," Tommy said with a grin. "They're blind and deaf now." Suddenly, an alarm sounded from his console. "Uh-oh, looks like they're trying to counter-hack. Time to bail." "Already on it," Marcus confirmed, shutting down connections. Tommy initiated the shutdown sequence, severing their links just as alien security forces began tracing their signal. "We're clear. Great work, everyone." As he leaned back in his chair, Tommy felt a rush of exhilaration. They had struck a significant blow against the invaders, turning their own technology against them. "Let's see how they handle the dark," he said to himself, already planning the next move. Pilot Maya Jensen gripped the controls of her fighter jet, the sleek machine cutting through the clouds with precision. Below her, the alien drones patrolled the skies over the Pacific, a constant threat to human forces. Maya's mission was to lead a daring ambush and take out as many of the drones as possible. "Red Squadron, this is Red Leader. Prepare for engagement," Maya announced over the comms. Her squadron of 6 fighters responded with affirmatives, their jets forming up in a tight formation behind her. As they descended through the cloud cover, the alien drones came into view, sleek, metallic predators with deadly firepower. Maya scanned the area, noting the drones' positions and movements. "On my mark, we hit them hard and fast. Break formation and engage," Maya ordered. Her eyes locked onto the nearest drone, and she tightened her grip on the controls. "Mark!" Maya's jet swooped down, guns blazing. Her initial burst caught the drone off guard, tearing through its hull and sending it spiraling into the ocean below. Around her, the rest of Red Squadron engaged, the sky erupting with laser fire and explosions. "Target down! Moving to the next!" Maya called out, banking hard to evade incoming fire. She looped around, lining up her sights on another drone. A missile streaked from her jet, striking the drone and causing it to explode in a fiery burst. The alien drones, though numerous, were less maneuverable than the human fighters. Maya used this to her advantage, darting between them and picking them off one by one. Her wingman, Lieutenant Alex Carson, flew in close formation with her, providing cover and adding to the onslaught. "Watch your six, Red Leader," Carson warned, as a drone locked onto Maya's tail. "Got it," Maya replied, executing a tight barrel roll. The drone overshot, and Carson took it out with a precise burst of gunfire. "Nice shot, Red 2, Maya said, a smile touching her lips. The battle raged on, but the tide quickly turned in favor of Red Squadron. The drones, disoriented by the sudden and aggressive assault, began to falter. One by one they were picked off, their debris raining down into the ocean. "Red Leader to all units, mop up any stragglers and form up on me," Maya commanded, her voice calm despite the adrenaline coursing through her veins. As the last of the drones were destroyed, Maya took a deep breath, surveying the now clear skies. "Mission accomplished, Red Squadron. Let's head home." The squadron reformed and ascended back through the clouds, leaving behind a field of smoking wreckage. They had struck a critical blow against the alien forces, proving once again that human ingenuity and skill could triumph against seemingly insurmountable odds. Captain Leon King led his battalion through the blistering heat of the Sahara Desert. The vast expanse of sand stretched endlessly in all directions, the sun a relentless tyrant overhead. Despite the harsh conditions, Leon's soldiers moved with determination, their goal clear: to dismantle an alien outpost hidden among the dunes. "Keep hydrated and stay alert," Leon instructed, his voice amplified through the comms. His team, a mix of elite soldiers and local guides, responded with curt nods and quiet affirmations. They had trained for this mission under the harshest conditions, and now their resolve would be tested. As they approached the coordinates, Leon signaled for a halt. He pulled out his binoculars and scanned the horizon. In the distance, the alien outpost came into view, an imposing structure camouflaged to blend with the desert sands. Alien sentries patrolled the perimeter, their forms distorted by the shimmering heat waves. "Intel was spot on. It's heavily guarded," Leon said, lowering the binoculars. "We'll use the sandstorm to our advantage. It's moving in fast and will give us the cover we need." The soldiers quickly prepared for the approaching storm, covering their faces and securing their gear. The sandstorm hit with a roar, reducing visibility to mere feet and muffling all sound. Leon signaled his team forward, and they advanced through the blinding haze. "Remember, hit hard and fast," Leon reminded his team as they reached the outer defenses. "Take out the sentries first." Under the cover of the storm, they moved with silent precision. Leon led the charge, his knife flashing as he took down the first alien sentry. His team followed suit, eliminating the guards with swift efficiency. The storm masked their presence, allowing them to slip inside the compound undetected. "Plant the charges and regroup at the extraction point," Leon ordered. His team spread out, placing explosive charges at key structural points. The compound was a labyrinth of alien technology and weaponry, but Leon's soldiers navigated it with practiced ease. Just as the last charge was set, the storm began to subside. Leon's team regrouped at the extraction point, their mission nearly complete. "Detonate on my mark," Leon said, holding the remote detonator. 3, 2, 1, mark! The desert erupted in a series of explosions, the alien outpost collapsing in on itself. The shock waves kicked up another wave of sand, adding to the destruction. Leon and his team watched from a safe distance, satisfaction evident on their faces. "Mission accomplished. Let's get out of here," Leon said, leading his team back to their transport. The destruction of the outpost was a significant blow to the alien presence in the region, and Leon's battalion had proven once again that humanity would fight back with all its might. In the heart of New York City, sniper Naomi Clark perched high in a crumbling skyscraper. The city, once a symbol of human achievement, was now a battleground. Naomi's mission was to provide cover for the ground troops moving through the devastated urban landscape below. "Alpha Team, this is Eagle Eye. I've got you covered," Naomi whispered into her comm, adjusting her scope. Through her sniper rifle's sight, she could see the alien patrols moving cautiously among the wreckage. "Copy that, Eagle Eye. Moving to position," came the reply from Lieutenant Mark Harris, leader of Alpha Team. They were tasked with securing a critical supply route and needed Naomi's precise marksmanship to eliminate threats from above. Naomi's eyes never left the scope as she tracked an alien soldier. She breathed out slowly and squeezed the trigger. The shot was silent but deadly, the alien dropping instantly. "One down," she reported calmly. "Good shot, Eagle Eye. Keep them off our backs," Harris responded. Naomi scanned the area, identifying another group of aliens setting up a defensive position. She fired again, each shot finding its mark with lethal accuracy. The aliens, unable to pinpoint her location, fell into disarray. "Path is clear. Move now," Naomi urged. Below, Alpha Team moved swiftly, navigating through the debris-strewn streets. They encountered sporadic resistance, but Naomi's overwatch ensured they were never caught off guard. "Multiple hostiles converging on your location," Naomi warned, spotting reinforcements arriving. She shifted her position slightly to get a better angle. Her fingers were steady, her breathing controlled as she took down the incoming threats one by one. "Thanks for the heads up, Eagle Eye. We're almost there," Harris said, his voice tense but focused. The team reached the supply depot, securing it with practiced efficiency. Naomi continued to provide cover, her shots preventing any counterattack from gaining momentum. "Depot secure. Excellent work, Eagle Eye," Harris reported. Naomi allowed herself a small smile, her mission accomplished. She packed up her rifle, moving to a new vantage point to ensure Alpha Team's safe extraction. As she climbed down from her perch, Naomi reflected on the battle. The urban warfare was brutal and unforgiving, but her role as a sniper was crucial. Each shot she fired saved lives and brought humanity one step closer to reclaiming their city. "Heading to the next position," Naomi radioed in, ready for whatever came next. The fight for New York was far from over, but with soldiers like Naomi and Alpha Team, humanity had a fighting chance. Agent Carlos Mendoza adjusted his disguise, blending seamlessly into the crowd of alien collaborators in the heavily fortified alien-controlled zone. The city of Madrid, once vibrant and full of life, now operated under strict alien oversight. Carlos, a seasoned intelligence operative, had infiltrated the area to gather crucial intel on the alien command structure and their next moves. Carlos walked through the bustling market, a hive of activity where humans and aliens coexisted under a tense truce. He wore simple clothes, his face obscured by a hat and scarf, looking every bit the part of a local trader. His earpiece crackled to life. "Carlos, do you copy? What's your status?" came the voice of his handler, Anna, from the Underground Resistance HQ. "I'm in position, heading towards the rendezvous point," Carlos murmured, his eyes scanning for alien patrols. He moved with purpose, blending into the background, every step calculated to avoid suspicion. He entered a dimly lit tavern, a known meeting spot for dissidents. In the corner, an alien officer conversed with a human collaborator. Carlos approached the bar, ordering a drink while eavesdropping on their conversation. "The next supply convoy will leave tomorrow night. Increased security has been mandated," the collaborator whispered. Carlos memorized the details, knowing this intel would be vital for the Resistance's next strike. He casually left the tavern, heading towards his next objective, a communication hub deep within alien territory. Navigating the back alleys, Carlos avoided surveillance cameras and patrols. He reached the building and slipped inside, finding the security surprisingly lax. Using his covert hacking device, he accessed the alien communication network, downloading data on troop movements and strategic plans. "Anna, I've got the data. Extracting now," Carlos reported, his fingers flying over the device. He planted a virus to disrupt their systems, then made his way out, careful to leave no trace. As he exited the building, an alien patrol turned the corner. Thinking quickly, Carlos ducked into a nearby doorway, his heart pounding. The patrol passed by without incident, and Carlos breathed a sigh of relief. He made his way to the extraction point, where a hidden resistance vehicle awaited. "Mission complete, heading back to base," Carlos said as he climbed into the vehicle. The intel he gathered would give the resistance the upper hand in their next operation, and his efforts were another step towards undermining the alien occupation. In the fortified bunker of the United Nations, world leaders and top military officials gathered around a holographic display table, their faces etched with determination and concern. Dr. Lisa Chang stood at the forefront, ready to present the latest findings from the combined intelligence efforts. "Ladies and gentlemen, we've made a significant breakthrough," Dr. Chang began, her voice steady and confident. "Thanks to the data retrieved by our operatives and the successful hacking efforts, we've cracked the alien communication code. We now have the means to intercept and decipher their transmissions." A murmur of astonishment and hope rippled through the room. General Williams, a stern-faced veteran, leaned forward. "What does this mean for our strategy?" Dr. Chang manipulated the holographic display, bringing up maps and charts detailing alien movements and command structures. "This gives us a unique advantage. We can anticipate their moves, disrupt their coordination, and launch preemptive strikes. Our first target will be their central command hub, located in the Amazon rainforest." Prime Minister Laila Okoye of Nigeria looked intrigued. "How do we proceed?" Dr. Chang nodded, appreciating the prompt question. "We will launch a coordinated global assault. Special forces from each nation will converge on the command hub simultaneously. While they're engaged, our cyber units will launch an electronic attack to cripple their communications." President Ivanov of Russia stood, his voice resolute. "This is our chance to turn the tide. We must act swiftly and decisively. All nations must mobilize their forces immediately." As the leaders discussed logistics, Dr. Chang felt a sense of cautious optimism. The plan was ambitious, but it had the potential to deliver a decisive blow to the alien invaders. In the following hours, the global coordination began. Troops and equipment were mobilized, cyber units prepared their attacks, and special forces geared up for the mission. The sense of urgency and determination was palpable. On the day of the assault, the skies above the Amazon were filled with transport aircraft and helicopters carrying elite units from around the world. Commander Sofia Ramirez, leading the joint operation, briefed her team one last time. "Remember, our objective is the alien command hub. We take it out, we cripple their operations globally. Move fast, stay sharp, and watch each other's backs," Sofia said, her voice firm and inspiring. As they descended into the dense jungle, the coordinated electronic attack began. Alien communication networks flickered and failed, causing chaos and confusion among their ranks. Sofia's team moved swiftly through the underbrush, encountering sporadic resistance, but pushing forward relentlessly. Reaching the heavily guarded command hub, the special forces launched a fierce assault. Explosions rocked the facility as human soldiers breached the defenses, engaging in intense close-quarters combat with alien troops. "Plant the charges. We need to bring this place down," Sofia shouted over the din of battle. Her team expertly set explosives around the command center's core systems. With a final push, they secured the area and detonated the charges. The alien command hub collapsed in a series of massive explosions, sending a shockwave through the jungle. As they evacuated, Sofia radioed back to the United Nations bunker. "Mission accomplished. The hub is destroyed." Cheers erupted in the bunker as Dr. Chang and the world leaders received the news. The successful assault marked a turning point in the war, giving humanity the momentum they desperately needed. "Today we have shown that we can and will reclaim our planet," Dr. Chang said, her voice filled with hope. "This is just the beginning. Together, we will drive the invaders from our world." The world awoke to the largest coordinated attack in human history. Dawn was breaking over the Pacific when the first wave of Earth's defense forces launched their offensive. Every continent, every ocean, and every battlefield was a part of this synchronized assault. In the heart of the action, Captain Michael Torres, aboard the USS Vanguard, prepared his crew for the battle in space. "Crew, today we stand as one force. Today we push back." Torres's voice echoed through the ship's intercom, filling every corridor and compartment with a sense of determined unity. As the Vanguard moved into formation with other Earth Defense Fleet vessels, Torres's mind raced through the tactical plan. The alien fleet, now scattered and in disarray due to the previous disruptions, still posed a formidable threat. The strategy hinged on simultaneous strikes to overwhelm their defenses and sever their command structure. "Captain, we're picking up heavy enemy activity ahead," Lieutenant Jacobs reported from the sensor console. "Steady, everyone. Remember your training and follow your orders to the letter," Torres replied, his voice calm and commanding. The first wave of attacks came from Earth's orbital defense platforms, unleashing a torrent of missiles and laser fire at the alien ships. Explosions lit up the void of space, signaling the beginning of the most crucial battle yet. "Engage all targets. Let's show them our resolve," Torres commanded. The Vanguard's cannons roared to life, firing a relentless barrage at the alien cruisers. The ship shook as return fire from the aliens impacted its shields, but the crew remained focused. Through the viewport, Torres saw the brilliant flashes of explosions and the silent ballet of destruction unfolding in the blackness of space. "Target their lead ship. We need to cut off the head of the snake," Torres ordered. The Vanguard maneuvered through the chaos, evading enemy fire and closing in on the alien flagship. As they drew closer, Torres could see the intricate details of the alien vessel, a stark reminder of the enemy's technological superiority. "Fire torpedoes," Torres shouted. A spread of torpedoes launched from the Vanguard, streaking towards the alien flagship. The explosions that followed were cataclysmic, ripping through the ship's hull and causing secondary blasts that tore it apart from the inside. "We did it! The flagship is down!" shouted Ensign Rodriguez, his voice filled with exhilaration. But Torres knew the battle was far from over. "Stay vigilant! There are more out there," he cautioned. The fight raged on, with the Earth Defense Fleet pressing their advantage, slowly but surely turning the tide in humanity's favor. On the ground, Sergeant Raj Patel and his team infiltrated the main alien base nestled deep in the Amazon rainforest. The destruction of the alien command hub had thrown their forces into disarray, but this base remained a stronghold that could rally the remnants of the invaders. "Check your gear. We go in fast and hard," Raj instructed his team. They were equipped with a mix of conventional weapons and advanced tech salvaged from the aliens. The base was a sprawling complex, heavily guarded but vulnerable in its current state of confusion. Raj signaled for his team to move in, and they advanced through the dense foliage, staying low and using the natural cover to their advantage. "Alpha Team, this is Bravo Team. We're in position and ready to breach," came the voice of Lieutenant Mark Harris over the comm. "Copy that, Bravo Team. On my mark," Raj replied. He counted down. 3, 2, 1, breach. Explosions rocked the perimeter of the base as charges blew the gates open. Raj and his team stormed in, weapons blazing. Alien soldiers scrambled to mount a defense, but the coordinated human assault was relentless. Raj moved through the base with lethal efficiency, his team following close behind. They cleared rooms, neutralized threats, and planted charges on key infrastructure points. The alien soldiers, once an unstoppable force, now faltered under the human onslaught. "We need to reach the central control room," Raj directed. They pushed forward, fighting through waves of alien defenders. As they approached the control room, the resistance stiffened, but Raj's team fought with the determination of those defending their home. They burst into the control room, engaging in a fierce firefight with the alien officers. Raj took cover behind a console, firing at anything that moved. His team methodically cleared the room, securing the area. "Set the charges. We need to blow this place sky high," Raj ordered. His demolitions expert quickly went to work, placing explosives around the control room. "Charges set, Sarge," the demolitions expert confirmed. "Everyone out. We've got 5 minutes to clear the blast radius," Raj commanded. They raced out of the control room, retracing their steps through the now chaotic base. As they reached the extraction point, Raj checked his watch. "Brace for detonation." The charges detonated, sending a massive shockwave through the base. Explosions erupted in a chain reaction, destroying the alien infrastructure and sending plumes of fire and smoke into the sky. "Mission accomplished. Base is neutralized," Raj reported over the comm. The destruction of the main alien base marked a decisive victory for humanity. The invaders, once an overwhelming force, were now in full retreat, their command structure shattered and their morale broken. "Let's get back to HQ. We've got a war to finish," Raj said, leading his team out of the jungle. They had struck a fatal blow, but the fight for Earth was not over yet. The final victory was in sight, and humanity was ready to claim it. The alien fleet, crippled by relentless attacks and strategic strikes, began to retreat. Across the globe, humanity watched in awe and relief as the invaders' ships flickered out of Earth's atmosphere, retreating into the depths of space. Celebrations erupted worldwide, from the crowded streets of Paris to the beaches of Rio de Janeiro. Captain Michael Torres stood on the bridge of the USS Vanguard, surveying the aftermath of the final battle in space. "We did it," whispered Ensign Rodriguez, his voice trembling with emotion. Torres nodded, his eyes never leaving the viewport. "Indeed we did. All ships, stand down from battle stations. Begin recovery operations." The crew of the Vanguard burst into cheers and applause, their exhaustion momentarily forgotten in the euphoria of victory. Torres allowed himself a rare smile, pride swelling in his chest as he listened to the triumphant cries echoing through the ship. "Captain, incoming transmission from Earth," Lieutenant Jacobs reported, his face lit with joy. "On screen," Torres replied. The face of Secretary General Anya Petrov appeared, her expression a mix of fatigue and elation. "Captain Torres, you and your crew have done humanity proud. Your bravery and skill were instrumental in our victory." "Thank you, ma'am," Torres said. "But this was a team effort. Every soldier, every civilian played a part in this victory." "Agreed. Preparations are already underway for a global celebration. You and your crew are heroes," Petrov said, her voice choked with emotion. "Come home safe." As the transmission ended, Torres turned to his crew. "Set a course for Earth. Let's go home." Back on Earth, the sight of the returning fleet sparked new waves of celebration. People danced in the streets, strangers embraced, and tears of joy flowed freely. The sense of unity and triumph was palpable, a testament to the resilience and spirit of humanity. In the weeks following the alien retreat, the world began the monumental task of rebuilding. The scars of war were visible in every city and town, but so too was the determination to rise from the ashes stronger than before. Commander Sofia Ramirez stood on a beach in Brazil, watching the sunset over the Atlantic. The war had changed her and the world in profound ways. "Commander, you've got a visitor," said Lieutenant Hill, approaching her. Sophia turned to see Dr. Lisa Chang walking towards her, a thoughtful expression on her face. "Dr. Chang, it's good to see you." "You too, Commander," Lisa replied. "I wanted to thank you in person for everything you've done. Your leadership was crucial to our victory." "We all did our part," Sophia said modestly. "How are the reconstruction efforts going?" "Slow but steady," Lisa replied. "We're coordinating with international teams to rebuild infrastructure and support communities. It's going to take time, but I believe we'll come out of this stronger." Sophia nodded, her gaze returning to the horizon. "The world has changed, but in some ways for the better. We've seen what we're capable of when we stand together." Lisa smiled. "And we'll continue to stand together. The bonds we forged through this conflict are unbreakable." In the heart of Tokyo, Tommy Nguyen walked through the bustling streets, now filled with renewed energy and hope. The city, once under siege, was alive with activity as people worked to rebuild their lives. Tommy stopped at a memorial dedicated to those who had fallen, tracing his fingers over the names etched in stone. "Never forgotten," he murmured, a solemn vow to honor their sacrifices. He pulled out his laptop and began working on a new project, one aimed at using technology to aid in reconstruction and improve communication across the globe. In a quiet corner of London, Sergeant Raj Patel and his squad gathered for a reunion. The bond they had formed in the heat of battle had only grown stronger in peacetime. They shared stories, laughter, and a deep sense of camaraderie. "We did good," Raj said, raising a glass. "To all of us, and to those who didn't make it." "To victory," his squad echoed, their voices filled with pride and remembrance. In New York, Naomi Clark stood atop a rebuilt skyscraper. her sniper rifle replaced by a pair of binoculars. She watched the city she had fought so hard to protect, now bustling with life and energy. The scars of war were healing, and in their place, new hope and determination were taking root. As the world moved forward, the memories of the war lingered, a reminder of the resilience and indomitable spirit of humanity. The people of Earth had faced an unimaginable threat and emerged victorious, united by their shared struggle and triumph. "We rebuild, stronger and together," Sophia whispered to herself, watching the waves crash against the shore. The horizon promised a new dawn, and with it, the hope of a brighter future for all of humanity.